You louder?
Huh?
Are you louder than me? Or are you just louder than
No, well, no, I fixed it. Hey, everyone.
Yay!
Welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I'm here with the Inspector React talking about the rest divisions.
We're all fine here. Welcome back. How are you?
Yeah. Anyway. Alright, so we did episodes 1 through 5 last week.
Yep.
We're talking about 6 through 9 this week.
Yeah. Last 4 episodes. And this was a really... I don't know how to describe it, but this season was like... It had more weird stuff to remember from it.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Huh?
What do you mean?
I like...
Weird stuff to remember.
Well, it's like, I feel like season volume 1, the last one, had a lot of the same, almost the same old kind of story or something. Whereas this one, I feel like its stories were more like I think every story in the last volume had Jedi and Sith, whereas the stories in this, I think there were like maybe two that didn't really like focus on Jedi or Sith. Like they
Oh,
didn't have
okay, I see what
any.
you're saying.
Yeah, like the Walton, like the claymation race. I don't think that one had any force powers at all, or any force reference
Yeah,
with Wedge or anything. That was just a cute little race.
yeah.
But um, yeah, so the first one we had actually, I don't think actually now that I think about it, this one may have had the force referenced, but this the Spy Dancer, right? That one, the first
Yeah.
one up. Uh, I,
I don't.
there may have been some force influence, but they didn't have any like Jedi or Sith at all in
Yeah, I don't.
this one.
I could be misremembering. I don't because it's been like what 2 weeks now. I don't think they referenced the Force at all. I think this was more so like just
Yeah,
like the Empire, and then I guess some rebels. You know.
yeah, some spies,
Yeah.
people rebelling in secret, and yeah, it was. I love the animation, this
Yeah.
the flow of this animation, and everything, and I liked the. I gotta say, it was definitely the twist at the end of that, where
Mm-hmm.
the reveal of, like, it was the whole time she was like getting ready, she was going to take out the person who basically usurped her homeland and then kidnapped her son,
Yeah.
and then I was kind of like halfway. I was like, why is she protecting this, like this guy that she was about to kill or something? Like suddenly, why she start to protect him? And then we get the reveal that this is, but which it is her son. It is her son. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's brutal. It's kind of like again, these are almost too short. I want to see more. I want to like get a continuation of this story, like what happens afterward or something like
Yeah,
that.
it would have been an interesting movie, but I feel like they did a really good job of giving you the full story in such a
Yeah.
short amount of time. Like they really told the story well. It unfolded well.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean the whole thing was just kind of like so interesting and mesmerizing that
Yeah.
this joint that brings in a lot of these Imperials whatever and
Yeah.
um this beautiful dancing and it's like oh wow this is so interesting like what is this all about and you see like they're like planting these like trackers
Hmm.
um so I was like very interesting and they're all just like mesmerized by her like nobody has a clue what's going on
Yeah.
um and it's just so like beautiful and effortless and like wow and then all of a sudden yeah there's that moment where um like she sees the guy who like you said, thinks killed her son or whatever.
She
And
sees the imperial
yeah,
officer.
from afar it looks like him, and so she goes to take out this like pointy thing, and she's gonna take him out,
She's got assassin's blade.
and then she gets in close and realizes that's not him. That's my son. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah.
And then she falls, and you're like, oh my gosh, is she gonna die? Is like what's happening here?
And then the other girl, the little dancer with her,
Mm-hmm.
saves her.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was kind of interesting seeing like like kind of just like an empire, like just seeing the Imperials just kind of chilling and
Mm-hmm.
not really like doing any Imperial stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but of course, her attacking the officer reveals her to be a problem. So
Yeah.
it begins this battle. I'm, I thought somebody was gonna die during this too. Again, I thought like the girl was gonna die or
Yeah.
something. That's like, yeah. Um, but yeah, the animation was really good. They really did a good job in the music too. Also, yeah, how they had the little like composer guy composing the music during this
Mm-hmm.
whole battle. Like just, oh yeah, well, might as well give some theme to this.
Faceman Buddha, hello, how are you?
Yeah, very movie. It's like
Mm-hmm. And it's
it,
sad, like or again, obviously because her son was taken, but also he became something that she was fighting
he's
against.
yeah that's
Um,
not who he is or who he was
yeah,
born to be.
and like, and you're kind of left more like, I mean, they're separated in the end, but like she tells him who he really is, but you're kind of left hanging, like she has to take off, and he's kind of left behind and just kind of like staring off, like what just happened. um he's kind of left to ponder the truth, and you kind of left on a cliffhanger, like what,
Yeah.
what does he decide, what does he realize, does
Mhm.
he start to question his
And she
upbringing?
left a tracker on him, so she knows where he will be,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. A memento of hers
Yeah.
for him to see. And yeah, it's like I am your mother or you are my son, sort of. Just like
Mm-hmm.
it really does make me like, man, I kind of hope Volume 3 is just continuations of previous Vision episodes. Like the most like probably the more popular ones are ones that feel like, oh yeah, we could continue this.
Yeah,
Like
some of them really
night
would benefit from a part two, like this one.
yeah, yeah, like this, like Spy Dancer, the Ninth Jedi, the Village Bride. There's just like some other like there's some stories that they could continue with some characters.
Yeah.
The Journey to the Dark Head, like those two, we could get more of those characters.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think the Spy Dancer was definitely like one of the most interesting episodes with this. Again, it didn't have any Jedi or Sith or any maybe a partial Force influence, but not like a Force focus sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing going on with these. But yeah, and it had I think it was a French studio, so it was definitely very French influences and very
Mm-hmm.
decor and style. And yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more from this. I want to see
Yeah.
more. Um, so yeah, that was a so what's episode that was episode 6.
All right.
So we're on 7.
Let's go to the next one. The Bandits of Golak. Oh, this is
Ah,
good.
yes,
Fleeing
this
from
one.
their village by train and pursued by ferocious Imperial forces, a boy and his Force-sensitive younger sister seek refuge in a vibrant and dangerous. I apologize if I pronounce this wrong to anybody watching. Daba.
Yeah,
Dhaba. I don't know, but this
the
one was so good, and it was so sad.
yeah, this one
It
was
was so sad.
really interesting. Like this felt like for I gotta say this animation studio is really good at making a very similar Clone Wars looking style. Like they took it almost looked like it could have been just like the Clone Wars style, but it was from a different studio,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. So it literally just felt like yeah. But the I really it honestly like yeah, it went on for so long. I thought this almost felt like another like movie
Mm-hmm.
or something. Like we could have gone on longer and gotten more. Like that's what I think I said. It was like this felt like we were dropped in the middle of a story because we don't see the origins of how these two siblings are running from like how they lost their village or whatever and how they're on the run or something,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't see what happens afterward,
Yeah.
like where she ends up and where he ends up and what they're going to do. So we're caught in this middle journey where they're just trying to get there,
Yeah.
and we start on a train
Yeah.
with the first goal of being a little bandit stealing lollipops.
Mm-hmm. And she uses the Force, and it
She
catches
has
the attention of some of the people on board, and they send like the officers or whatever after her, and it turns into a whole big chase. And
some bandits actually show up and kind of try to raid the train for a
mm-hmm.
minute.
We like a train chase.
Mhm.
um,
uh, yeah, I like the siblings were cute, but I will say the sister was like, "Can you take this a little more seriously? We're gonna die here."
the sisters in this in Visions too, just they don't listen. You got the little
Yeah,
sister
there's
in the
like a
other
second
one,
sister
the
that
little sister
just
in
did
this
not.
one, and you're just like, come on. I mean, I was a little sister. I don't think it was that bad. Depends on who you ask.
I
You
mean, yeah, if there was a you were being hunted down by, I think you would take it a little more seriously.
Yeah,
Listen to your older sibling.
little sister with
Um,
full Omega.
but yeah,
He's responsible.
they were both very they were both these the siblings main characters. They were both, again, I get really, for such a short story, you get really attached to these characters really quickly, and they do a
Yeah.
good job of that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they managed to escape the train situation and make their way to this, not sure exactly what to call it, like a shrine or a temple or a gathering or
Mm-hmm.
something, where this elderly woman is taking care of people, I guess. Like, she kind of is in charge of the area. And I was kind of, once she, of course, revealed that she had the Force, I was like, okay, this is clearly to get her to a Jedi or something. This is get
Mm-hmm.
her to, like, somebody that can teach her the ways of the Force or something. And yeah, this is one of those, like, Visions episodes you could totally put into canon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this, even though they're, um, again, even though Visions is not canon, you could totally put, this is totally a story that could fit into
Mm-hmm.
canon. Like, this is something that could have happened between Revenge of the Sith and A New
Yeah.
Hope or something.
I feel like a lot of them could fit into canon this time
Mm-hmm.
around.
Yeah. And, but I will say this was, I thought this was really cool, is that they managed to get, so yeah, they get to the place, they're just having a time, but of course she's like playing with the Force in public, which is just like, girl, stop.
Mm-hmm.
And it draws the attention. Of course, there's like these two guys that are just like, this poor Ugnaught is just getting beaten up by this one, like, other alien or something. It's just like, even though it's not that alien's fault, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
you having a brawl. But we have an Inquisitor show up in this, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
somebody got like Inquisitor rights. That's kind of cool. And they, honestly, they did a really good job with this Inquisitor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when the Inquisitor is like interrogating the kids, uh, there's suddenly this reveal that the old lady there is a Jedi,
But you
and
don't know that right
she,
away. Like you see all this stuff kind of going up in the air, and the brother
yeah,
tells the sister, like stop that, like don't do that. And she's like, it's not me.
yeah, which I, yeah, and yeah, that's so, like, all that stuff gets revealed, and that's when she kind of is like, she steps in to protect the two from, and she's got two blue sabers, and he's got his spinny Inquisitor saber,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a storm blowing in too, so this, it just turns into chaos during this whole thing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we get a, honestly, this is it was a really well animated fight for from this studio, and it's I think, from what I heard, it was like referenced very much similar to Ahsoka and Maul's Clone Wars fight, which
Oh,
I could definitely see into it. But yeah, it was very good. And but the Jedi beats the Inquisitor and reveals that she is going to take the sibling daughter, sister, and but the brother does not have the Force, so he is not allowed to
that was
join.
so sad and so cruel. As like the sister, like I don't think I could have left.
Yeah, I'm just, and I don't even. I'm like, why? Why can't he go?
Like you're like first of all, you're leaving a child like a completely unattended. As a person, I don't think I could do that. Like, but then again, as a sister, I don't think I could leave my sibling behind.
Yeah,
Like they're living in different times. Like what is he supposed to do? He's going to be all by himself. I mean, I
yeah.
realize, all right, he's probably self
He,
sufficient, but it's
he's
really
old enough
sad.
to take care of himself a bit, but still, it's like, come on, God. And I guess she must be like old prequel traditional Jedi. It's like, no, no attachments, no nothing. You gotta
Yeah,
leave.
haven't
It's
we
like,
learned from our mistakes?
so yeah,
Older siblings blaming the little sister, and Frankie empathize with. I didn't do anything. Listen, I was a good kid. I was a good kid.
You were a
Told
good
myself.
girl.
I am a good
now that you're 21, you can let loose.
girl. Mm-hmm. I'd say I'm less than now. We would all ditch that little brat. No.
She's sweet. She's honestly she was adorable little kid. And the brother was they were good siblings. They really were. They were so cute, those two.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so and they get separated. And yeah, again, like it's like I kind of want a continuation of this. I want to see where happens with these two.
You're speaking through the point of view of as like a brother.
As an older sibling. Can't remember you say you sibling his siblings, right? Or is he only?
No, he has siblings.
He's the younger. You're the little brother.
I don't remember if you're the young. I don't remember where you fall in your.
You're the baby.
Oh boy. Well, you know what? That explains.
So you were the one that everybody did. You the one that people would ditch. It's like the old when you're like take your sibling to like this when the older ones are going on dates.
And this
take care of this one. It's like no.
Doesn't sound like you at all.
But yeah, I really did like this Visions episode. It was really nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Beautifully animated. Loved the again. This is very Indian culture that was being brought in, so it's kind of cool to see those references added in. And all the designs, good fight and everything. Again, this was again. It's like I can't believe some of these are like only 20 minutes long. I feel like I'm getting like a full hour-long story out of this, or it could really benefit from an hour-long story to like just tell more. Like, man, I need more of this. But yeah. So let's see. The next episode is which one's?
Oh, I have it here. Hold on.
Was it? Oh, I know.
The Pit.
Oh, The Pit.
This one was so upsetting.
This one was rough.
Yeah, it was so good, but it was so upsetting.
It was really good. But we start with these stormtroopers, Imperials, bringing a bunch of captured prisoners to do forced labor work.
Yeah.
And oh man, that whole thing where they do the whole like time skip where we see time passing and the pit just getting bigger and bigger. Like how long they've been digging. Yeah. All for kyber crystals too, which I don't know if it was like for I almost feel like this was more for like a personal thing than like that captain of the which there nothing happened to like he escaped or something. The captain of the Imperials, like the Phasma of this of this group. But yeah, it was. I feel like, and I've seen the animation style was very beautiful. I feel like I've seen this style in another like the studio do other animation before, and they've done really good at kind of realistic, but at the same time still very animated and fluid. Yeah. Kind of that way it does it. And it gave me there's a movie like I think the Dark Knight Rises where one of the characters has to like crawl out of a pit, very similar, and it gave me like that kind of similarity to this. But yeah, and again we see the pit being dug deep and the city in the background built up until they reach bedrock, which I'm guessing is like the end of as far as they can dig. And they all think they're done. They're free or whatever. But the Empire just leaves them, basically leaves them to die. And I was just like, oh, this is just like a dark episode. This is a very brutal dark.
Yeah.
Very, very serious tone. This one. Um, so one of the workers there decides, I'm guessing through the force, feels a way to climb up and get out and escape
Yeah.
to get help. Which I again with all the tone already, I was thinking like he's probably gonna escape and nobody's gonna help him or something, which almost does kind of happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, he manages to escape and goes to the town asking for help. Basically, lets the townspeople know that hey, all this nice stuff you have, it's all because of all this terrible stuff that we've been through, sort of thing. Letting the people know of the crimes that they are ignorant of,
right?
In their blissful ignorance. And the Empire catches this fella and unfortunately takes him out.
Yeah, I was like, when he was free, I was like so excited. I was like, oh my god, yes, he's okay. All right, all he has to do is get help. I wouldn't have taken the route that he did though. Like,
yeah,
getting up there in front of it. Like, obviously somebody, even if like the Empire wasn't there, somebody would have reported back, like, to the Empire, if anything. Like, so that was just dumb. But I understand his desperation and frustration, and
he was probably also like probably hadn't eaten or had much water, and like who knows how long.
He was trying to get people's attention, so I get it. But yeah, and then the Empire came, dragged him away, and threw him down into the pit, and he died. And he was the one and only character in the entire Vision season 2 to die, and I'm pretty sure.
Is he really the only one that's there? I feel like, I guess not like a main character.
Good characters, I'm not talking about
not the villain. We've had villains that have died.
I don't care about the villains. So that was very upsetting.
Yeah, this was like that was definitely the shock, was actually seeing like a character die in the middle of the episode. It wasn't even the end of the episode. It was just the middle of it, and it was like, oh wow. I even thought like, man, is this actually going to have a happy ending? Is this going to be like in darker? Tenchi was good from a point of view.
From your point of view. From the Benobi point of view.
I guess, I don't know, unless you consider like eating naughty children as a good, like the Darwin sort of. But let me see. So okay, that's good.
Get extra points for that.
But yeah, so I don't know if like the little sister or friend or something, but one of the other characters, the girl, kind of takes the advice of her friend, brother, and I guess starts a chant that I'm guessing echoes to the town for the people, the civilians, to.
I think was it Follow the Light?
Yeah, Follow the Light or something. Which was I think like an interesting way of having them. Which I will say, it's like as you said, they never look out their windows or something. It's like they're not that far away. Like you can see.
I have a feeling there's probably deeper meaning in that.
Yeah.
Like, if we all
like they were close enough, like, and again, with the amount of voices, they were able to echo it out through the tunnel and all that, so they could be heard. But yeah, it was very beautifully symbolic of them speaking to be heard, and the people showing up. And of course, the Empire can't do anything about it. I mean, they could, but it would look bad on them if they did. Yeah. So their decision was basically to just get out of there.
Yeah.
Which I was kind of shocked. Like the Empire didn't like we lost like one of the main characters died in this episode, and the bad guys, the Empire, didn't lose anybody. Like they just got away with this. So like, wow, it was bittersweet kind of an
Yeah.
episode. Yeah.
Frankly, what meaning? Because I do think that this is more of a political episode than anything like a comedy. Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was like. Yeah, that's like what I was trying to say. Like, I felt like it's very. It was symbolic of what goes on in our world. Like, if we all just looked a
yeah.
little bit further, a
Mm,
little bit deeper, we would see more of what was really going on around us.
yeah. There's
Mistreatment of people. Um,
there's a
yeah,
lot of things we live in luxury, and there's a lot of things that where that luxury comes from,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
And yeah, it was very much the message of this episode, which is yeah. But so the people come and find the trapped prisoners and rescue them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the Empire doesn't just basically like lets this go because it's like they can't do anything about it
Yeah.
now that the people know. And we find, and well, the girl apparently has the Force, and she's able to, she, I don't know what the, imbues the Kyber crystal with the power
Yeah.
to become a Force crystal or something for a saber, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's this was it was a good episode, but yeah, it was again a very serious episode. The tone of this one was very dark.
Yeah. Yeah, it was dark. It was sad. Um,
With a very happy ending.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and it did have an after credits, which I don't know if you saw, but it's one of the
No.
few that actually, yeah, it has an after credit scene. It's one of the few episodes that actually has one, which, it shows if you there was that one that one person that was like spray painting something. It actually shows what he was spray painting and everything, which was that's what the after credits showed.
In the cave?
In the yeah, there's if you've seen if there was like one of the prisoners that was doing like they were spray painting something, but we never saw what it was in the episode. But the after credits shows it,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very nice art design. But yeah, um, really, it's one of the, again like this. I will say is I don't know if I would want a continuation of this because I think this one has a nice closed ending to this one.
Yeah.
And again, this one can totally fit into canon. Like this is something the Empire totally could have done
Yeah.
and such. So yeah, now we're on to a much cuter episode.
Oh, what was
the,
this one? I gotta look.
the ninth episode, the Aru song.
Oh, yeah. Another one about family. An
Yeah, this one
alien
was
child who longs to sing is raised by her loving but stern father to stay quiet because of the calamitous effect her voice has on the crystals in the nearby mines.
the next episode released Omega, the final form. Wait, the fuzzy one?
I guess there were a lot of Omega vibes. Omega's very self-sufficient, though. Omega doesn't get enough credit. Where she can destroy by being so cute that she just sings the planet to death.
No, see,
I
that's
feel
the
like
thing.
Omega would if she could. She would just sing just to try to make everybody happy.
Like honestly, if she'd just been allowed to sing the whole time, she could totally have. She was the only reason everything was her songs were hurting things was because she was being interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Her song, if I just let her sing, she would have healed everything like years ago.
Yeah.
But this was that this was a cute episode. This was a very nice and I love the animation on it. It was very adorable, fuzzy felt.
Mm.
I'm honestly impressed if this is stop motion because it there's some like ways of the stop motion and I just I can't like see how they did it.
Yeah.
Like how do you take frame by frame this or
Mm-hmm.
something? It's one of those rare times where I'm impressed, very impressed by the animation because it's one of those like I can't see how it was done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, this girl basically has to not sing or even speak apparently because her voice has power in it that affects. Oh yeah, we get kind of a Star Wars crawl. We get this like little thing that explains. Oh yeah, so here's the jet.
Oh
They're the
yeah.
Sith that bleed the crystals and infect them. So we have people here that purify them for Jedi and such or
Hmm.
something like that. And apparently these crystals are like everywhere. They're almost like just covering the entire mountains and everything. And they're buried. Uh, but we have this Jedi that show up who is basically like shows up for a bit, asking for a purified crystal. The girl uh, accidentally break kind of breaks one of the crystals, which if she doesn't sing properly or she messes up, it does actually do damage.
Hmm.
If, which the mountains almost collapse and
And the
the
father burns his
crystals,
hand or something.
yeah, and yeah, there's not really much to this episode, but I did. It was just very cute, and it had a nice message, and it was beautiful animation and imagery and everything. And when we have this moment of action where everybody's like, the mountains are collapsing, the Jedi has to save them, and she finally lets them sing, or her sing, where she finally is able to calm the crystals, calm the dark side. And yeah, it's like she just purifies everything, so everybody's out of work now. No more needing to fix all the crystals because all the crystals are fixed.
So I was really intrigued by the Jedi, and I was like, I mean, there's obviously so much we don't know about the Jedi in general, but like, I was like, why would they not go to Alum? Like, I realize this isn't canon, but I'm like, why wouldn't they go to Alum to get their Kyber crystal? I just figured everybody always went there, even if like you're older and grown up and you lose your lightsaber, like you just still go back to Alum. Like, but
I
maybe
I
for
think
other
it's just
options.
because Ilum isn't the only planet with Kyber crystals. I mean,
But again, I thought it was
yeah,
always about that. There's always like that journey in getting the crystal. Like I
mm-hmm,
didn't think you just
yeah.
gonna, oh, I got a guy. I'm just gonna go to my guy. You know, I didn't think it was like that.
I got a guy for crystals,
Yeah,
like this diamond mine or something.
yeah. But again, it's
Oh,
not canon, so I won't think too hard about it. But
yeah. I did like the Jedi's design, how they kind of had the little sun hat and the little
yeah,
poncho or
yeah, she was
cape
cool.
thing, little purple. It was very, very nice design. Almost one of those things where it's like, man, I kind of want to see what you look like in live action. I
Hmm.
want to see this Jedi.
Yeah, she was cool.
Um, and I liked that one part where the message or something at the end where it was like, we can't choose our destiny, we can only choose to answer the call to destiny
Hmm.
or something,
Yeah.
which is a very nice message where it's
Mm.
like, you can't choose, you can choose where you end up, but it's like some things were going to guide you there
Yeah.
or something like that. And you can either resist it or go with it, sort of a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, and again, and so we have the girl who has the Force and decides to become an apprentice or go away. So she has to leave her dad, and it's like another like partying, and it's like, oh, I mean, it was cute because it wasn't as like they got to say goodbye, and it was exciting. And yeah, apparently like she's gonna be like the first person to leave the planet or something.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I demand canon dictate on non-canon. Care if it isn't
I
canon.
demand canon dictate not canon. Wait a minute. That's like Jedi.
I
Okay, good.
feel like the Jedi were just messing with the younglings by sending them to Ilum. It's like, oh yeah, we totally can get crystals like at this other planet, but let's just send you to the snowy
The
blizzard.
Jedi would do that though. They're so messed up.
Yeah, this is your trial.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Um, but yeah, but yeah, it goes she leaves. She decides to go with, and yeah, the Jedi basically says like, this is your choice. I will give you time to think about it. So she and her dad have time to say goodbye and spend like one last like day together or something. And yeah, so she leaves, and that's it. Wasn't really much to this one, but it was cute.
Yeah. It was a nice story.
Yep. And that was volume 2 of Visions.
Yeah. I enjoyed volume 2 10 times more than the first one. I mean, the first one was good, but like I said, there were only really like maybe one or two that I thought like, oh wow, this is like something I like,
Yeah.
want more of. But this was like every single one of them. I was
There
like
was something
thoroughly,
special about every single one of these
yeah, I
episodes.
was like thoroughly engaged in each and every one. It left me wanting more. Um, I liked the pacing, the plot, the
Yeah.
characters. You know, you got so quickly attached to. It was just like really good writing.
Yeah. I think again, I think the volume 1 episodes, like the one from the first season, those episodes I think are still really good that I don't think any of volume two's topped them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But volume 2 had more episodes that I think were really good. Like I
Right.
really want to see more of something with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, yeah, you should definitely like it. It's one of those things where it's like taking time is good for this, but at the same time watching them all because you get time to stew on them. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's, they just drop Visions all at once in the same
Yeah.
day. It's kind of rough on you,
Yeah.
especially when it was like a whole season of like. Imagine if Clone Wars just dropped a whole season, or do they do? Did they? No, they didn't.
No,
No, no,
season 7 was like one at a time.
it was one at a time.
Yeah.
So we had time to. Okay, yeah, yeah. I was thinking of it, but and Bad Batch is one at a time, and all that. But Vision's just boom,
Yeah.
everything at once.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I really like the season. I kind of hope season 3, volume 3, comes out. I kind of hope it's. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna be. I mean, it's cool if they do again more single stories with different studios again. But I kind of hope we get maybe one, at least one or two episodes that are a continuation
Mm.
of a previous season's episode.
Yeah.
If we watched Andor 10, wow, dang, I still need to. I'm good. Okay, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it.
Yeah, I think like Andor for you is like Bad Batch for me. I think Andor is like that is your obsession. And it's not a bad thing. It's always nice to have something to be obsessed about,
Yeah. I'm trying to think what's.
especially when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah. I. But yeah, this is again. I'm really happy Visions exist
Mm.
because these stories are so fun
Yeah.
and interesting. And again, it introduces us to other studios, other places that can tell these stories, these stories that are connected to something we loved, connected to Star Wars.
Right.
It's like different perspectives, but the same world in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't. I did. I did re-record all my reactions to all the episodes, but I'll have to figure out. I have to like edit all those, and I'll have to figure out which ones to upload.
Yeah.
Like because there's some that I'm just like, I didn't really have much to say about this one. I'm just, or I might upload them all. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
You got anything?
I'm done.
So yeah, that's Visions Volume 2.
Yep.
Which I guess I would say, which one would you say is your favorite of that you can remember? Like which one, like top 2 or 3, if you could
I
say.
feel like I picked my
Of this
favorite last
volume.
week, and now I can't remember what I picked. Hold on, I gotta see all of them. Did I pick the first? I think I picked the first one.
The first one, like the Sith.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta zoom out here.
And then there's Screecher's Reach.
Yeah, that's not my favorite.
I think that one's in my top 3.
Yeah, I think the first one, the Sith.
Sith. Yeah. I think
With Bandits of Golak, that's a close second.
Yeah, I think Screecher's Reach, Journey to the Dark Head. That one was definitely up there. I don't know if I think maybe that one might be number two for me.
Mm.
Um, Bandits was pretty good too. I don't know if I'd say. I don't know if that's three. I mean, it's either that one or Spy Dancer. Was pretty. Those were pretty good. Um, there was another one. There was another. Oh yeah, not really. Yeah, I don't really think the one with the two sisters that on their poisoned planet. Um, those two. I don't know if that one's in any. That's probably like a little bit lower, even
It's
though it
a
was good.
good
It was.
one. That was just so sad. Like that's why I can't even put Bandits of Golak as number one because it was sad. Like the fact that they
Mm,
got separated made me sad. So I can't put as number one. Number one
yeah,
is I could put Sith as number one because you know what? Like it was such a
it was
compelling
beautiful.
story. It was beautiful to look at, and she and her droid survive in the end. So
Yeah,
and she has like this newfound realization about herself, both light and dark. Like
yeah,
it was just it was good. It was.
yeah. I think I like Screecher's Reach just because of being. I like being lured in
Mm-hmm,
to something
mm-hmm,
and then kind of having a reveal that makes sense when you see it all like put together. Like you kind of can rewatch the episode and go like, oh, now that makes sense,
mm-hmm.
and it ends in a very kind of like it's a very upsetting way, but it's also like, oof, I kind of want to see where this goes.
Yeah.
Um, and then Journey to the Dark Head was a very it was a full on anime episode, so it was really
Mm-hmm.
cool and I really liked it. But yeah, definitely enjoyed this volume and want more. So yeah, that's very much all I have to say. Yeah,
Positives. I can't. That one's just so sad. I could never. I don't think I could ever leave my family behind like that in
you
that
couldn't be a
situation.
Jedi
Like
that separates.
I know. I see again because I don't agree with the whole attachments thing. You know, like
Mhm.
that she still could have learned
Yeah,
and had him. Like, and they could have been a family. Like, I don't
that's the
agree with
thing. Is
everything
like
that Jedi preaches. You know what I'm saying?
that's kind of the thing is instead of like detaching, you should learn to control your attachments, sort of a thing. It's like it's easier to control your attachments when you have attachments in a
Mm-hmm.
way. But at the same time, I understand the detachment thing. I get both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I get why they kind of came to this conclusion. But at the same time, it is still something that needs to be learned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's we don't have any Star Wars stuff until August, so that's Ahsoka, right?
Yeah, and I don't know when Acolyte is. I don't think
Oh
we
yeah,
announced it
Acolyte,
yet.
and then there's Skeleton Crew, which we still don't know about that.
Yeah.
And then I think so. We have a what is it, a writers strike thing going on right now, so that's kind of might be affecting some of these shows.
Well, I know the Andor.
Season two might be affected.
Well, it was the guy who did
Oh well.
season one had to quit.
Oh, so we lost that, or well, yeah, we'll see what this because I'm not 100%. Like I understand why, but I'm not 100% like what is a writer's strike? Is it basically like just they stop
I don't
writing?
understand the whole thing either. I haven't actually taken the time to read up on it. I just know what I've heard.
Yeah,
No, no,
I
I know
mean,
Andor season two is happening. They're not saying it's not happening. It's just that the person they had for season one had no choice
yeah.
but to quit. So it's still
I
happening,
mean,
but
it might not be
I'm
the
not listening
same
to
as
Kenobi
season one.
potentially. Just because you're
Yeah,
not
we
getting
still no
Kenobi
no
season
Kenobi
two, don't
season
get
two
on.
news.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm not like you with Kenobi. I fully believe Andor season two is happening. They're already working on it. I think. Like it's already been in the works. Okay.
Look, Kenobi happened, which means season two of Andor is happening.
Yes.
No, like you don't just what's the word I'm thinking of? don't hurt yourself by making it believing it's not going to happen now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Ahsoka, that's our next thing. The only other Star Wars thing I can think of that is currently going on right now is Jedi Survivor. That's the only other thing that's like current Star Wars right now, which I'm slowly getting through. I basically only have time to play it on weekends now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I played on Fridays, so gradually getting there.
But it's good. It's good so far for me.
Yeah, it's good.
They already made. We know it's gonna happen. It's like they. Well, hang on. There's Mon Mothma's in Ahsoka, so those costumes could be for Ahsoka, and not for season 2. Yeah, Mon Mothma was in the trailer for Ahsoka.
It's been. At this point, they're all just running together for me. So I'm like, okay, what show? What's the time period? Is it live action or animated? Where are we?
we do not. It's like we don't have a timeline anymore. We are just being dropped off wherever we need to be dropped off.
I mean, I don't care as long as we get more Star Wars, but like, I have moments where I'm like, wait a minute, where are we? What show? Who's in it?
This is kind of why I kind of want Star Wars to slow down and give me a break so that I can watch everything chronologically and then have like a calm moment.
Yeah. Andor's before Battle of Yavin. Yes, I know that. I know. Are you mansplaining it to me?
It's Ahsoka. Of course, Ahsoka takes place after the Battle of Yavin. Are you questioning? Are you challenging us on our timelines?
I am man. I like how you said mansplainer because it is a pain.
All right. And with that, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And take care. We'll see you there in the next stream.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching and for chatting. MXC, thank you as always for the support and for chatting with us. And Face and Buddha, thank you for stopping by. Pinocchio out. Okay. Everybody have a great rest of the evening, and we will catch you all on the next stream. Bye, everybody.